I already got our guest set up for
Okay.
next week. We have, you're not going to get to meet her, though, but Candace,
I
who
know.
called us,
I know.
she's going to come in and talk about marketing, boutique and retail marketing for the holiday season.
Right.
And then I'm going to have my girl, Natalie Goucher. She's
Right.
coming in, and she's going to talk about social media marketing for the holiday and how to
Excellent.
package your
Excellent.
product and your services and utilize Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat.
I like that.
All of those. So that's who we got coming on next week. And the week after that, I think I got some people lined up already. So no, the week after that is Thanksgiving. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable.
We are already at the end of the year.
Unbelievable.
So we are in prep mode for 2017 now.
That's great.
And it's going to be a very crucial.
And that's part of the reason why we brought in our rising star today in the house, representing one of the bigger contract providers here. And I've known her for quite a while. We go way, way back. Her boss used to be my mentor and my employer when I first came to California back in 1999.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I worked at the mayor's office, and Diane Salee was my boss. As a matter of fact, she hired me.
Oh, okay.
You know, we interviewed. It was amazing. We interviewed. You know, I got referred to her, but you know, when someone refer you, they don't just hire you because someone referred you. They want to test and make sure that you know what you're doing, what you're talking about. So she interviewed me, and we had a great interview. It's like we're old friends, like we go way back.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it was great, and we had a blast at the mayor's office. We did some great things there. As a matter of fact, the Department of Commerce sponsored our program there at LA Mbach.
Uh-huh.
And for the first time, we surpassed a record that the Department of Commerce had in registering minority-owned businesses in the system.
Oh, wow.
And that was one of the programs I was leading.
Okay.
So I was very excited about that. But our guest today is a protege of Diane Salee, and we want to bring her in. So go ahead.
Leave it up to me?
You know, you are the official introducer.
Okay, I'm introducing.
You're the introducer in chief.
Okay, well, we're going to introduce our guest, but before I do that, Facebook Live, you are on Facebook Live, but this is the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, and you can actually catch us live at morrismedialive.com, and you can call in, ask questions. And Will, hi, how are you? No, I was not at the Small Business Expo yesterday because I had my own class workshop going on and I couldn't leave that. But I hear that it was really, really good. And I've been to that before. And wow, it's usually packed with people. I don't know. Have you ever been to the Small Business Expo that's at the California Mart?
No, I've never been there, but I've heard about it.
Oh, yeah, that young man that came in.
Yeah.
I don't know how he managed to be able to come into Los Angeles and get as many people in a networking environment as he does. And he had never even been to LA.
Oh, there's connections
and we are the hardest market to do networking.
There's connections going on.
So one of his big connections is the Power Team and Bill Wash. And that's their biggest supporter, a sponsor, I think. So that's one of the ways. And then they utilize everybody to market their shows. Great guerrilla tactics. We're going to have to start doing that.
Oh, we're going to have to lean on our next guest so she can point us in that direction, too.
Exactly. So I am going to introduce our guest, Priscilla Chavez, Manager, Diversity and Inclusion for PCL Construction Services. Priscilla oversees and manages diversity and inclusion initiatives and activities, community outreach, certified subcontract relationships, local hiring requirements, and government relations to meet the goals of PCL and its clients throughout Southern California. She is also responsible for aligning corporate initiatives to maintain and foster an open and inclusive working environment across PCL project sites and company hiring. Priscilla has over 10 years of experience in the construction industry, focusing in on all aspects of advocacy, strategic planning, program development, small business development, community outreach, compliance, community, and government relations. So she's going to tell us the rest of her story and who she is, and we're going to welcome you. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Priscilla.
Thank you. So I'm so delighted to be here, and a special thank you to Gilbert and Crystal for extending the invitation, and to all of our veterans who are watching us live. thank you for your service, and those that are, currently serving right now. If you're a business and a veteran-owned business, I want to salute you, especially the women.
Yep.
I heard a statistic today that women veterans are the most aggressive entrepreneurs in the country.
That's true.
And so,
I can believe it.
That's really exciting because not only have we, sort of gone into combat, but we're also, pursuing entrepreneurism, which is not, anything short of a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it was really encouraging to just hear that, women are finding to be their own boss after serving our country. So on that note, just happy Veterans Day to everyone who's watching us.
You know what's amazing, Priscilla? We've done some research recently. We found out that 65% of all new businesses that start up over the last 17 years are women-owned business. Mm-hmm. So that's why we see those veterans are becoming a part of that. They're all embracing entrepreneurship. So that's tremendous.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, actually, I think that I pulled some stats this morning, and that's what they were saying, that women have kind of taken entrepreneurship and small business to another level where they've kind of left the men behind.
Well, now you know why I said I prefer my clients to be women, right?
I know.
That's one reason. That's one reason. The next reason, they pay.
They pay.
And the other reason is they recognize when they cannot do certain things, so they'll bring you in so you can handle stuff for them. So as opposed to a lot of male clients that I have who they won't recognize that they can't handle it.
Right,
they act like they can handle it, and then they start getting flustered. But the women, they quickly recognize that, hey, I need this resource. Come on in. You take care of it. I'll take care of this over.
Right, exactly. And we generally don't have a problem sharing in our and collaborating with others, and we don't feel threatened because we don't have the same ego issues that we have. That's not where we have our problems. So Priscilla, tell us about yourself and tell us about PCL. I did pull up some company facts about you guys. So tell us all about you.
So you read my bio, and every time I hear it, I have like an out of body experience because I can't believe that's me.
Who are they talking about?
Seriously. So I've been in the construction industry a little bit shy of 11 years, and as Gilbert mentioned, was mentored and groomed by I would say one of the biggest advocates of small and minority businesses in Los Angeles, and so I was very blessed and fortunate to be brought in and really. I would say to have the opportunity really to receive impartation. And I think impartation is very different from just grooming because I think to impart is really to pour yourself out. And I think Diane definitely imparted. Okay. And so fast forward 10 years later, I'm now with PCL Construction, which is a global company serving a few continents. But I am the manager of diversity and inclusion. And so as you read, my responsibilities include direct oversight and management of all of our activities with our subcontractors, local hire, and also internal recruitment.
Okay.
PCL is a general contractor, primarily building vertical. And we just got named number 8 in the country.
Excellent.
Pretty large entity.
Are there a lot of women in working at PCL?
Absolutely.
In high capacity positions?
Absolutely. I would say in terms of our management, definitely a lot of women. I think mainly in operations, you see a lot of women. I think PCL compared to, statistics of just women in construction, which I think is still 10%.
Right.
I think we're doing a lot better than just the normal that statistic. Currently, actually, on one of our projects, which is the replacement of the sports arena with the new soccer stadium, we have more engineers that are women than men.
That's amazing.
And so it's really cool going out to that trailer.
I love that.
Going out to that trailer and just kind of, seeing all the women that are on site.
That's great. That is great.
And this morning I did some of my some background on women in construction and some of the challenges that they have. But they're growing in that field, right?
We definitely are. I think that we're definitely seeing, I would say, an uproar of more women getting not just into construction in the professional fields, but also in the trades. And so I'm the current president of the National Association of Women in Construction for Los Angeles. And one of the things or tasks that we're spearheading is making sure that as women in the industry, we're empowering other women, including our young girls, and really letting them know that through a few programs that we have, like Block Kids, which is just one program, we basically go out to the schools and really give them an opportunity to build something, and let them know that, construction is no longer, it is a male-dominated industry still, but there are definitely a lot of opportunities for women.
Mm-hmm. Oh, excellent. So when you're talking about advocacy, what are you doing as your outreach to our community?
So I think advocating. I think my sort of approach is very hands-on. So when I think about community outreach, I really think grassroots. I'm the type that really likes to be with the community I serve. I've heard people say this, and I'm sort of taking it as my own, but I think really I'm serving the people. I think PCL is just the person that pays me.
Okay.
So for me, it's being able to, as I find small businesses, minority, women-owned, disabled, veteran businesses, it's really kind of bringing that information back to PCL and really debunking the myth that our small business community is not contract ready. Mm-hmm. Because even though that is the case for some of our businesses, that is certainly not the case for all businesses.
Right.
And so so a lot of the advocacy that I do is internally, and just really trying to open the door for these businesses, which is really how I see my role. It's really opening the door for them, teaching them, what PCL is looking for, how to do business with us, and at the same time, simultaneously talking to PCL internal folks and letting them know, hey, here's a great business that our competitors are doing business with. Why aren't we?
Right.
And really that kickstarts a conversation for sure.
Right.
Oh, great.
That's great. So I was wondering, I noticed here at PCL, they've got their annual construction volume of $6.7 billion, which is great. PCL is one of those companies that's really flying under the radar. Nobody knows about them. And
we're like the best hidden secret.
Yeah.
We're like diamond in the rough.
Yeah. They're doing all this great stuff. Nobody really knows. So I'm thinking, how does a small business, a specialty trade contractor, get involved with PCL? Are there workshops, there boot camps? How do they get involved?
So definitely agreed. I think that is the reality. A lot of folks don't know who PCL is, even though we are a household name like Turner or Clark. We are Canadian, and so that may have some impact on that. But we have been in the California market for about close to 35 years. I think in the past, really for PCL, we haven't. We've been involved with the community, but really are not a public contractor. And so now with my newly created position, which really it's again a blessing, I'm the first person to get hired on the company side ever to hold this position. So it's never existed. Created just for me. I'm going to say that because I believe in my maker.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I think that for me specifically, it's really, again, engagement of the community and letting them know who PCL is. And so when I do that, we are hosting monthly trainings on how to do business with us, where basically we're really doing a sales pitch, right? So as subcontractors come in, we're saying, okay, of course we want to meet you, but also we want you to meet us,
right?
And really also make the determination whether or not we could be a potential building partner,
right?
Because really, us as a GC, general contractors are not always a great fit for every single specialty trade contractor,
right.
And so that once a month, how to do business with us really allows us to have face-to-face contact with these subcontractors. We go over our pre-qualification package really in a way where we're not trying to scare subs off, but really having them understand that even as a GC, we have to pre-qualify with some of our clients.
Right.
It's always good to understand the process before you get involved. So what we're going to do here, Priscilla, you're providing us some great information. We're loving it. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll come right back, and we'll dive right back into this. So you're on the Business Zone with Gilbert Buchanan, the small business paramedic, and
Crystal Mitchell.
We're going to go ahead and take a break right now.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
U.S. military veterans have done a tremendous amount for our country, on our own soil, and around the world. In response, the Small Business Administration, or SBA, offers support for our veterans as they enter the world of business ownership and continue to serve our country by creating jobs in our communities. At the helm is the Office of Veterans Business Development. It's devoted exclusively to promoting veteran entrepreneurship. Its mission is to maximize the availability and usability of all small business programs for veterans, service-disabled veterans, reservists, active duty service members, transitioning service members, and their spouses, dependents, or survivors. Here's how we do it. SBA's programs feature customized curriculums, in-person classes, and instructor-led online courses, so veterans can get the training they need to succeed. These programs introduce participants to the fundamentals of business ownership, SBA resources, and small business experts. Our veteran entrepreneurship training programs include Boots to Business, Veteran Women Igniting the Spirit of Entrepreneurship, and Entrepreneurship Bootcamp for veterans with disabilities. In addition to our programs, Veterans Business Outreach Centers, or VBOCs, also provide support to our veterans in all stages of business planning, training, and mentorship. Across the country, VBOC counselors offer local assistance tailored to veterans who own a small business or are considering starting one. Veterans and their spouses may also receive special consideration when it comes to loans and access to capital. Remember, SBA doesn't provide loans directly, but with specialized loan programs offered through lenders who partner with SBA, we make it easier for veterans to get capital to build and grow their businesses. Veterans deserve to live the American dream they help to defend, and SBA is committed to ensuring they have the training, access, and opportunity they need to succeed as small business owners. Visit sba.gov/veterans to learn more about how SBA helps our veterans succeed with their small business ventures.
Well, welcome back to the Business Zone. This is Gilbert Buchanan, a small business paramedic, along with my co-host,
Crystal Mitchell.
And Crystal had she had a conversation with our special guest today, Priscilla Chavez from PCL. And Crystal, you're asking her some questions, great questions about her involvement in the community and PCL and how she make that smooth transition.
Exactly. So how accessible are some of our small businesses to receive subcontracting with PCL?
So PCL, mentioned again, we're a general contractor, so we pretty much subcontract out, I would say, all the work. We, again, build primarily vertical construction. We have a couple of exciting projects happening right now in the community. And so with the monthly training on how to do business with us, as we get to know subs or subcontractors and as they get to know us, we're relaying the type of needs, the type of markets that we're in. That includes hospitality, higher education, sports, and entertainment. So I think for us, it's a matter of easily filling out the pre-qualification. At that point, with some support documents, once the pre-qualification is submitted, I mean, for us, we review in 30 days. And by that time, you're either approved or declined. I would say that 99.9% of the submittals we receive, for the most part, get approved.
Okay.
PCL actually removes one of the hurdles or burdens for our small businesses, which happens to be bonding. So what we do is we do SubGuard, which means that any small businesses or any of our subcontractors actually that we're bringing on board with us are covered through our bonding versus having to actually bring the bonding themselves.
That's
which can
good.
cost them money and so forth.
That is some great pointers there. And for all of our listeners who want to call in and chime in on this conversation, have a discussion. If you have any questions you want to ask Priscilla Chavez, I want you to go ahead and give us a call right now. Our phone number is 323-293-3375. That's 323-293-3375. So take it away, Priscilla.
I think too, one of the things that you know I've looked at for PCL is also making sure that we're providing inclusion. Right?
Okay.
So whether projects require a goal of minority or women or disabled veterans, typically I think you would think that those are the projects that would allow for those opportunities.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm really proud to say that from top level, PCL is looking to be inclusive on all of their projects,
Right.
Okay.
whether or not the owner requires it or not. So some of those projects include, or some of the clients we have include Dodger Stadium, Cal State Dominguez Hills, Cal State Fullerton. We're currently doing some work at LAWA, which is LAX.
That's great.
We have a pretty large project out there with Turner Construction. And we're also building the new soccer stadium, which is replacing the sports arena. So with I would say most of our clients, I think PCL understands that inclusion really is just the benefit. And it's our social responsibility to make sure that wherever we're at, wherever we're building, really that we're impacting the communities, the businesses, and the residents that are in those surrounding areas.
So as a subcontractor pursuing opportunities with PCL, do they have to be in business more than 2 years, more than 3 years for you to even recognize them, or what's the requirement?
Yeah,
there?
there's not a time limit of how much or how long they should be in business for. Generally, I mean, we require, if businesses are certified as a minority or small business or women-owned, I would say most of that information is going to be information we're going to require.
Okay.
So very, limited contact information, business organization.
Right.
We're going to ask who have been their top 3 clients, what have been the last 3 or 5 projects they've worked on. If they haven't worked on a project, that doesn't mean, or if they've never done business with a general contractor before, that doesn't mean they can't do business with us. It just means that the SubGuard limit we approve them for, which is equal to the amount they can bid to us, is maybe smaller than a contractor who has done work with another competitor. Or
and what's that range for the sub-guard bonding? What's the range? Does it start as low as $10,000, or where does it start?
Yeah, it can start at $10,000. So being a general contractor, we're doing work as little as $10,000. So tenant improvements for Dodger Stadium,
right,
as well as $1 billion, which is our current contract at LAX. So that really gives us the flexibility of being able to assess small businesses as they come to us.
Right.
I will say that one of the things that with everything I'm saying, and I know preaching to the choir, but with the trainings we have, we want to make sure that we're creating very transparent communication channels. And I've been really surprised that when I tell businesses that we do work as little as $10,000, you would figure that would really kind of ignite them to submit a pre-qual much quicker.
Right.
But I can't get why that's not the case.
Right.
And so I don't know if it's the scariness of being a big general contractor, or perhaps I think small businesses tend to sabotage themselves. I think that they don't really give themselves the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And coming from a small business myself, I remember talking to clients like Kaiser and Turner, and it was so intimidating to talk to these folks.
Right.
But there's an assurance that comes when you're able to have a valid conversation, and where you get to learn whether that potential client is a feasible client or not.
Right, exactly.
I mean, there's so much clarity. I would much rather have someone tell me, no, you're not. You're not ready, versus trying to figure that out myself. Well, am I ready? No, I'm not ready. I don't have all this stuff. How are they going to classify me? Maybe my sub-guard limit's going to be too little. I mean, so they almost strike themselves out.
I think they're overwhelmed. I think just especially the non-construction businesses are not quite sure how they fit in the greater picture. And then the construction ones, that they're small, because there was a young lady we were at a round table meeting in Inglewood, and she was like, I didn't know I could do that. So a lot of it is just lack of knowledge.
Right.
It's not when they go into the construction business, they're telling you as a small business that you can play where the big boys play, or you can even contract with them. A lot of people don't know that.
Well, most small businesses, when they hear about a construction firm like PCL, they're thinking, oh, it's all about construction. There's no professional services in there. There's no janitorial services. There's none of those other things. So they're thinking that's the only trades that's available. So that's why they get intimidated.
Yeah.
The next reason they get intimidated is the fact that they've been reaching out to many of these other small prime contractors who just blow them off.
Yeah.
So they're thinking, oh, maybe PCL is going to do the same thing.
I find myself debunking that myth.
Yes.
Yeah, I talked about debunking myths, and I find myself doing that. And what I hope, here's sort of my objective. I hope that I'm not the person doing that anymore, but that another small business is saying PCL's not like that.
Right.
If other GCs have disappointed you, or if you've tried with other GCs, I would really like the small business community really to vouch for PCL for doing the right thing.
Right.
And I think that for now, it's about really building that reputation of being a contractor who is not just looking to diversify who we do business with, but really being inclusive.
Right, exactly.
And so I do find that very often where, contractors, specialty trade contractors are just kind of saturated.
Right.
I will also mention that PCL as a GC, there are other services that we procure. I mean, suppliers and vendors and also consultants in quality, construction management, surveying, geotechnical.
Right.
Those are services that are available.
And those are all on your website, right?
That we procure. We do make information available on our website. I would encourage, to contact me directly.
And what's your number? What's your contact number?
My contact information is 213-800-4100. My email is Priscilla, so N as in Nancy, Chavez, CHAVEZ @PCL.com. And I'm only saying that because being a large entity as we are, our website is a little bit challenging to navigate.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot of stuff on your website.
Yeah, so
you want to give us your phone number again, Priscilla?
Absolutely, 213-800-4100.
Okay, perfect.
I'm also on LinkedIn, and my contact information is public on LinkedIn.
So. Maybe we can do. In fact, when you met us last week, I guess we were having a meeting with Steve Turner, and we were talking about maybe a small expo that those of us that can actually hands-on help businesses that we feel could be in that space, or at least getting them ready, but bringing certain GCs together that are inclusive friendly.
And I think it would be perfect.
Would that be something that we could do together? Because one, we're getting our businesses prepared for it, so it could be a prelim to what you guys are looking for, and then there could be some there that are already ready.
Yeah.
To go, and then we could have that conversation with you, and then we're all in, maybe small. Maybe it doesn't have to be big, huge expo, but maybe more of a mastermind think tank kind of sort of.
Absolutely.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think for me personally, I think for talking on behalf of PCL, it would be great to kind of hear in a small setting, what are some of those sort of myths, but also what are some of those perceptions of. I'm sure we're not the only GC experiencing this, and this sort of I think response. And so I think being in a small setting allows us to really just kind of understand each other, get to know each other, and that's really important. Because I think
it starts with a relationship, right?
Absolutely. It doesn't just start with the relationship. I mean, it is all about the relationship. People do business with people they like.
Right.
And I know, contractors, and we talked about this, not everyone is an entrepreneur.
Right.
They're a contractor and they know how to build stuff, and that's sell. They're not, they don't know all the aspects of running a business. But really there's so much opportunity if you're able really to empower small businesses with that key of being able to create and maintain, but also flourish relationships.
Well, part of what we're doing here at the Business Zone is to continue to build and develop small businesses, to get them business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. And once we get them to that level, then we can hand them over to companies like yourselves, and also the Turners, the Clark, the Hansel Phelps, and all of those major primes, so they can see that we're actually building quality small businesses.
Right, because they're out there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and honestly, a lot of them just need a little bit of hand-holding.
Yes.
Or sometimes I've found myself with, I've helped, I'd say, 100 of businesses in my career. And a lot of them, it's just really being their cheerleader.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally, I'm not doing anything except for saying, come on, you can do it. I'm like that mom on the sideline.
We do the same thing here.
Right, exactly.
But that has so much value.
Yeah.
And I just want to tell you really quickly about this one experience with a concrete sub-trade contractor. And I remember sitting down with him, and with my former employer, I was helping small businesses get pre-qualified with who are now my competitors. And I met him at his office, his back office behind his house.
Right.
And as I sat with him doing the pre-quals, you know what he said? He said, I have never in my business career, like running my own business, I've never had anyone sit with me and actually walk me through how to do this.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And so it really just kind of opened my eyes, and I think just really made me see that if that's his experience, there's going to be so many other businesses whose experience is the same. And he has capital, he has bonding, but it's just, he just needed that extra push,
right? Exactly.
Or that extra, cheerleading, for lack of a better word.
And I think what we just talked, I think they're just they're not sure that they can do that. First of all, some of them have never even heard subcontracting. Right. They're thinking that I have to be a prime, but they're not ready to be a prime. Or one of the young ladies that was at our subcontracting workshop yesterday, and she made the comment. She goes, she got subcontracted with Metro. She got certified with Metro, and then she goes, and then right behind that, they sent me a RFP. She goes, oh my God, I'm not ready for this. And so then she just went into a shake because the time frame was so short.
Right.
She had she got it the last week in October.
Yep.
And then November 1st, they wanted it completed. And there was another young lady there, same thing. Mm-hmm. They got the proposal, and they're like, what am I supposed to do with this?
But what does that tell you, though? It tells you that these agencies, municipalities, and us as GCs, those opportunities are there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So once you really follow the process,
right,
it's like heaven's gates.
Yeah,
right. There's access to all these opportunities, but I really think it's just a matter of doing the process. And, it's really an investment.
Yes.
I know that would a contractor rather do the pre-qual with my company or fix the roofing on their neighbor's house for $500?
Right. Mm-hmm. They'd rather do your business.
No, they'd rather do the roofing.
Because they don't have to go through the pre-qual.
And it's immediate payment.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think that as we think about long-term gratification, though, that looks a lot different.
Right.
And
this is a phenomenal conversation. I really would love us to have some more time that we could talk about this, but unfortunately, we're going to have to try to see if we can book Priscilla again and bring her in so we can get share some more of this information with our population. But again, you're on the Business Zone. This is Gilbert Buchanan, the small business paramedic, along with Crystal Mitchell. And you have any parting words you want to share with our population, Priscilla, before you go?
Yeah, I think the last thing I'd say is, we're finishing off 2016, and already there's a construction boom. I think with, needless to say, whatever political party you were in agreement with all the ballot measures that got approved earlier this week, we're looking at, I think, $15 billion of construction.
Wow.
That we're going to foresee, I think, just here in California.
Wow.
And so even though that's a very high-end number, I think that municipalities, agencies, general contractors across the board are making a commitment of inclusivity.
Right.
And whether we want to or not, I'm going to be honest, it's really a matter of supply and demand.
Right.
Yes.
There's going to be too much demand and very little supply.
Right.
So who's going to step up? And so I just want to encourage the small businesses that are watching us. If that's you, if you need a cheerleader, I gave you my contact information. Feel free to call me, say, hey, I really just need, can you be my fan?
And again,
I'll be your fan.
Right.
And again, Priscilla's number is 213-800-4100. That's 213-800-4100. And just so you know, Priscilla, before you leave, this group that just came in here is a group that Crystal and we just trained and got ready over at Mount Sac. So they're bookkeepers.
Awesome.
So if many of your contractors, subcontractors are looking, just don't hesitate to reach out to Crystal or myself. And
Absolutely.
The program.
So we can get the word out.
It was an 11-week program, and we taught them how to become bookkeepers, and so now we're looking for employment for them. So they're entry level. And it's an amazing program. This is our fifth cohort. We do it with LACO, LA County Office of Education, and Mount Sac, and we've had 95% placement. For the previous cohorts.
She's phenomenal.
I know.
She doesn't like to toot her horn, but she's phenomenal. She's done a great job with them. But we got to run.
So before we do that, maybe we can talk for next year for 2017, and we'll talk what we can do together so we can help each other.
We want to bring you back.
Yeah. And also we want to do some sort of think tank, whatever it is, so we can get the message out.
Would be open to that. I'm on Twitter too, so handle at Priscilla Chavez.
Okay.
And also want to thank you, Crystal and Gilbert, for having me. Deep appreciation. Thank you for putting this together, because seriously, there's so many resources out there, and to have two of the best in the industry is really, really an amazing thing for our small businesses.
Thank you, and we'll definitely have you back again.
Thank you, Priscilla. So we're going to go ahead and take a break right now so we can get set up for our next guest. But this is the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, and we're going to take a break right now.
Okay.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of